Thank you, everyone. I'm seeing that there are people still joining, but they can join and I'll try and let them in as best I can. We have got 29 people on the call at the moment, and to form quorum, we need 18. So I would like to announce we've made quorum, thank goodness, and we've also got about 9 people that have sent through a proxy, so they also counted as part of the quorum. Now people are all coming in fast and furiously. Let me try again just to say there's no waiting room, so they must just come in. Right, so thank you all for making the time to attend tonight's AGM. There are a lot of people involved in Gardens Watch, and I want to really just recognize them all, in particular Marie, who runs our cleaning project. She's put huge amounts of effort into it, and it's our flagship project. And so thank you very much, Marie, for all the time and effort, and as well to the cleaning staff. I also want to thank Dagmar, who's done an amazing job with putting this AGM together and helping me pull all the strings together and get this going. And of course, all the other people in our EXCO, Clinton, Van, Tanya, for all their volunteer hours, as well as Hannah, who has been helping Dagmar trying to get businesses on board, and to Alex, who's tweeting. So lots of people involved. And yes, we can't be Gardens Watch without the involvement of other role players in the City Bowl. And so I want to say thank you to SAPS, law enforcement, solid waste, the Community Policing Forum, Watchcom, our ward councillors. Both of them have joined us this evening. So thank you very much for making the time. I know they lead very busy lives with lots of meetings. So we're very happy to have you as part of the AGM tonight. So most of our current EXCO started 2 years ago, and it's been quite a learning curve the last 2 years. This space doesn't work like the private sector. There's lots of complicated systems to navigate, lots of layers, restrictions, dysfunction. And so I really want to say thank you to the EXCO for navigating our path through all of that. And yeah, I think it's worthwhile just trying to clarify what exactly is Gardens Watch and what is it not. And I talked about this last year at the AGM, but I'd like to address it again. I got a rather uncharitable email yesterday about Gardens Watch and the expectations. I think for most people, a neighborhood watch is synonymous with a patrol group. And that's fair enough, but we have to work with the resources that we have, and we have to try and maximize the value that we can offer our community. And so no one wants to patrol. We've hardly got any volunteers with that. And therefore we've had to structure our watch differently. So we've thought long and hard about it, and we've really defined Gardens Watch into 3 main categories. And basically we're a coordinated community structure that tries to promote safety and protects property values. And our flagship project with that is obviously our cleaning team. And that's exactly what they try and do in terms of keeping our neighborhood well managed and protecting our property values indeed. The second kind of tenet of Gardens Watch is that we are a liaison between the community and the public and private sector, between City of Cape Town and other role players in the City Bowl, whether they are our neighboring neighborhood watchers, NGOs, whoever they might be. And so we need to be this liaison. We play this liaison function between our community and all of those role players. And the third tenet of Gardens Watch is that we are a communicator. We are keeping our community engaged and informed through a variety of channels, and we'll get to some of our communication channels a little bit later. So that's how we see ourselves as Gardens Watch and the value that we can add to our community. What we are not is an organization with any more powers than you as an individual or a member of the public. We're not a first responder to a medical or criminal incident. If you need medical assistance, you have to call an ambulance or community medics or what have you. Gardens Watch can help and facilitate, but we certainly are not that first responder. We're not equipped. We don't have the skills to do that. We are also not a privatized safety and security company. I get that question often, you know, can Gardens Watch please, you know, go out and assist here, there, and everywhere, as if we are a CBAR or an ADT that come, you know, that's much less expensive. We're not. If you need ADT or you need CBAR, then you need to contract with them. We cannot fill that space as a voluntary neighborhood watch. And we are also not a provider of municipal services. So you know, as much as we try and facilitate or log service fault requests within the city with the city for blocked drains and what have you, we can't physically go and fix a pothole or you know, clean out a drain any more than trying to scratch out whatever's in it. So it would be unfair to expect Gardens Watch to fill that particular role. So keep in mind that we're a coordinated community structure. We're a liaison between the community and the other role players, and a communicator that keeps our community informed. And I'd like to just go through quickly. I did write a chairman's report, and I should put the link in the messages here as far as how to access that. But basically, you can read in more detail the various things that we've been involved with the last year. But just to touch on a few, obviously our cleaning project is our flagship. Marie's going to talk about what they've been up to in the last year. But it's in good shape, and we've come a long way there. As far as the service fault requests, we've been very active. We've logged in excess of 100, probably in excess of 150 C3 requests, and 50 plus law enforcement requests. So we're out there reporting issues, and I want to stress that you have to report. If you don't report an incident, then it's as if it never happened. All of our authorities are complaints, they respond to complaints. So without the complaint, they can't respond. I want to also just mention the My Smart City app that I found extremely helpful. So instead of going onto the city's website to try and log a C3, which is a little bit challenging at times, the My Smart City app is really fantastic. So once you've downloaded it, you can register your service fault request, you can upload a photo, you can follow up. There's a lot more functionality there. So please do investigate that further and download that little app. Talking about fundraising, that's always a constant battle for us to try and remain sustainable. And at the moment, it's just not sustainable, unfortunately. I'll share some slides or information on our financial situation, and we have covered our costs this year. But every single month, it's a struggle to try and bring in enough money. And our first priority is always to look after our cleaning staff. We need to take care of them first. And then if there's anything over, then we can look at other projects. We had quite a bit of success with a donation graphic that we were posting on our WhatsApp groups, just trying to encourage people to make a donation. And that did seem to be effective. We haven't done it the last 2-3 months, and that's been very clear that hasn't happened because the donations have certainly dried up. We've also tried to put together a detailed slide presentation on exactly what Gardens Watch offers, body corporates and business. That's been created. We've got Dagmar and Hannah who are going door to door, trying to solicit interest from businesses and trying to get them to get on board. But that's also been very slow going. So yes, we've really tried to work on our communication. We realized at the end of our AGM last year that we needed to communicate with our community a bit differently, and we wanted to free up the crime alert channel. We didn't want any chit chat on that particular channel, and so we established the chat group on WhatsApp, and that's actually been quite successful. We've got I think about 80 odd participants, and on the chat channel then we can have more of a conversation. We can update you on what's going on in our neighborhood, and we keep that crime alert channel for emergency incidents and criminal events only, and that worked really well. Just the other day, Ingo posted about that guy arriving with building materials in a trailer. SAP saw that message and immediately sent someone. And so I think that's been a big success, is splitting those two WhatsApp channels. We've also got our Twitter feed, so thanks very much to Alex for that. We trying to get onto other social media and what have you. You'll notice there's a new TikTok of our patrol last night out there in cyberspace. So really trying to keep our community engaged. And Dagmar will talk about this in a little bit. We try and attend a number of meetings and try and get representation in ward forums, at SAP Sector 1 meetings, the Community Policing Forum meetings. And so I think Gardens Watch is there represented in a lot of these opportunities to engage with the various authorities. We've really tried to work on our networking and communication, whether it's with Watchcom, CIBRA, which is the City Bowl Ratepayers Association, NGOs, City of Cape Town. We think that it's really important to be able to talk with our neighbors, other neighborhood watches, and so forth. What other little highlights? We had the security program pilot. We still want to debrief on that a little bit more, but Clinton wanted to explore private security, and that always comes up as a conversation, whether we get guards or how do we pay for private security. So we hosted a meeting at Wembley Square to discuss it. We had a questionnaire out, and out of that, a private individual that wasn't connected with Gardens Watch set up that security kiosk on the corner of Glyn and Batenkant, and that operated for 2 months. And there were quite a few lessons learned as to, does that model actually work, and is it as effective as we'd like it to be? And so if anyone after this call has got thoughts and wants to kind of pull that apart a little bit more, please do let us know, and we can try and do another meeting, whether it's virtual or in person, just to explore some of the pros and cons of that particular initiative. So with that all in mind, I think the value proposition of Gardens Watch is still quite clear. We are offering a clean suburb, a voice to engage, and a network of varied service providers. But it's just not enough. And after doing this for 2 years, I feel like we'll be forever limited in what we can achieve, because we need more eyes, more ears, more volunteers, more resources. We have 100 odd people on our crime alert group, but only 30 odd people are financially supporting us. And you can't expect 30 people to support a community of 3,000 odd. So yeah, it is a constant worry as to, you know, are we spinning our wheels for nothing if we want to take this model further. A watch model is typically built around residents, and we've only got, what, 18% residential properties here in Gardens, and Dagmar will talk a little bit about that as well. So yeah, I think there is work to be done. I'm not sure if a watch structure is how we want to tackle it, but certainly if you're waiting for somebody to do something to fix the problems and to use your rates and taxes better, then I think you're going to be waiting a very long time. So yeah, I think we need to seriously consider ourselves, what our challenges are as a suburb, what solutions we're looking for, and what's the best way. If it's not a watch, how else are we going to tackle this problem? So those are the kind of topics that I discussed in my report. And yes, I will put a little note up here in the chat box so you can access that at your leisure. And then I'm going to hand over to Marie so that she can talk about our cleaning program and what they've been up to this past year.